Good morning. I'm Ed Esberg, and I'm introducing you to the F-Gas Reduction Incentive Program. And this section will be on remodel considerations for food retailers. One of the first things you might want to consider is the financial implications when considering a remodel. Is the store under consideration a winner and in the company's long-term plan? In other words, you want to invest in your good stores where we find that you'll get the best return on your investment. Is the existing equipment fully depreciated and free of any financial obligations? You want to make sure that you don't have to have a big write-down if you're getting rid of some equipment that still has value on the books. And then does the lease, if leased, allow for investing in equipment? Is the term long enough to offset the depreciation time? You always want to check with your landlord and make sure that he's on board with the remodel. He may even want to help you with some of the general construction costs. So always spend some time with your landlord and make sure that he's on board with your program. Next slide, please. So there's some logistics in doing a remodel, and obviously one of the big things is the room on the roof for additional equipment, or is where the new equipment, mechanical equipment, going to go? Is there room for it to be placed? Especially if you're going into an old machine room, you want to make sure that there's room for the equipment. Again, if you're putting equipment on the roof, make sure there's sight line visibility, that you're not in an area where it's restricted for roof mounted equipment. And make sure you have a very defined scope of work. When you go to plan one of these things, are you just doing a refrigerated equipment remodel, or are you moving departments? Are you going to do decor? Are you going to do flooring? Make sure going in that you know exactly what your goal is for this remodel. Next slide, please. Another thing is the best practices. You need to make sure that your refrigeration company is trained in CO2 and sophisticated control systems. I'm assuming you're going to be going with a CO2 system, but even if you're doing a self-contained R290 conversion, you want to make sure that your service company is up to speed and able to take care of the equipment. Especially if you're doing CO2 transcritical, we would recommend having remote communications to the controller. These controls are very sophisticated, and you want to make sure that your service company can do some of the work remotely. And then during the remodel, you might want to consider some signage explaining your environmental improvements so that your customers understand why you're doing this. They're going to be inconvenienced during the remodel, and if you promote your environmental awareness, they will accept that inconvenience a lot easier. Next slide, please. So the things to prepare to get ready to do this is confirm your eligibility. Check with CARB and make sure you're registered for the RMP and that you're in compliance. Then it's a simple matter of creating a login at www.frippffunding.com. And then if you have any questions, contact FRIP for application assistance. And here's the telephone number or the login. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me directly. My email is esberg@nasrc.org. Thank you.